Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best damn StarCraft 2 commentary on YouTube. That is correct, you have reached the place. We're going to be starting today off with a series between KiLLeR and DdoRo. We do have KiLLeR spawning here in the lower right hand position as our yellow Zerg player. We are on the map Neo Enigma, and then over here in the upper right, DdoRo as the blue Protoss player. Now, but DdoRo, I have heard of him in the past. I've seen games of his, but I've never commentated him, so I am looking forward to seeing this matchup. KiLLeR is a Zerg player that I have done many commentaries for in the past. Now let's take a look at what DdoRo will be starting out with. It looks like he will be opening up with some one-base play here, opting not to go for that Forge Fast expand. Typically, you would expect to see the pylon here. Now, I'm guessing part of the reason why he's decided not to do that is because of these destructible rocks here. If you go for a Forge Fast expand, this area is still open once those rocks get knocked down, and it would be something that you would still have to try to defend against and protect yourself against. So having to continue the wall off over in this direction makes it a little less effective, I'd have to say. But either way, DdoRo, again, starting off with some one-base play. He will be heading on over into KiLLeR's base right now, given the fact that KiLLeR is getting scouted out. I actually do expect him to start off with Pool first inside of his base. There we go. Well, Extractor first and then Pool. But anyways, the point is he's starting off with one-base play because he was scouted so early. Really makes it not the smartest idea to just try to go straight for that expansion, especially given the fact that the Protoss player, if they decided to go for Forge Fast Expand, then you could deal with cannons at your natural, and that's something that's definitely very frustrating and difficult to deal with. We're seeing a little bit of probe harass here from DdoRo, and KiLLeR dealing with it effectively by pulling one guy off the line to engage that probe, and then turning around with the probe that was getting attacked, turning around with the drone that was getting attacked to engage as well, making it a little bit difficult. He's going to be trying to move on in and do a little bit more damage, but no, pulling a guy off the line is going to help him deal with that, at least momentarily. But again, DdoRo being pretty frustrating right now for KiLLeR to deal with. We do have back in DdoRo's main base. Gateway just finished right now. Hopefully he gets a guy on over to drop that cybernetics core. You can actually see that's a wee bit late. He's sitting on those extra minerals. He would have wanted to actually send the worker over just before that gateway finished because he had the resources to drop that cybernetics core right away. So just a tad bit late. Really not the worst of things. There's definitely, it's really not the biggest of deals, but every little bit counts, and certainly trying to make sure that you're getting things down as quick as possible is the best scenario to be in. Now we can see right now KiLLeR does have that metabolic boost coming on through. He is sitting with one guy on the gas right now, so pulling two guys off the gas to get those extra minerals to allow him to get this expansion as soon as possible. Also coming down with these initial two Zerglings. He's got that queen coming out, and there we go. That expansion is now up. And actually, no, there were four Zerglings. So we'll be using those, fanning out right now across the map. He is trying to find out where DdoRo is located. I also wouldn't be surprised if he did grab that Xel'Naga tower as well. Back over here, we do have a Stalker coming on through, as well as Chrono boosting out that Warp Gate research. Looks like that Stalker will be heading straight towards KiLLeR's base right there, opening up for some initial harass and probably forcing KiLLeR to make a couple more Zerglings just to deal with this little bit of Stalker pressure. And look at that. DdoRo will be starting out here with some Stargate play, and let's see how effective he is with that. We'll be interested to see. And the Stalker killing off one Zergling. The second Zergling's in a little bit of danger right now. That Stalker's in hot pursuit. Needs to be careful. Looks like he should be able to make it away, though. Breaking vision there through that grass, and then continuing along his merry way. He gets another shot from the Stalker. One more shot, and that Stalker's going to kill him. KiLLeR doesn't want to take these unnecessary losses. I know this is very early on, and losing one Zergling may not seem like a huge deal, but again, every little bit counts. As mentioned prior, as mentioned in other casts, every little victory does count, and that's something you definitely want to pay attention to. Now, we have a second gateway coming on through. There is that Stargate just finishing up right now. So let's see what he decides to open up with here. With the Stargate, is going to be Phoenix Plate or Void Ray. Looks like a Void Ray to start. DdoRo opening up with some Void Ray pressure, and I have a ton of Zerglings streaming across the map right now. They are checking to see if DdoRo has expanded yet. It looks like he does plan to move into an expansion. He is dropping that pylon there in the low ground. He actually should be okay against this amount of Oh no! Getting trapped, getting a full surround on that Zealot. Very nice there for KiLLeR. It's going to allow him to move on in, and that Sentry is going to be a goner there as well. Probe's going to be forced to move on in. Is he going to be able to get a warp in? No, he cannot, because that Warp Gate research isn't finished yet. That was pretty frustrating, in all honesty, to watch. Unfortunately for DdoRo, KiLLeR getting that surround on the Zealot and then subsequently taking out that Sentry as well. Luckily, though, for DdoRo, that Warp Gate research has just finished right now, so he's going to be able to get some warp ins. I expect his Zealot to help block up that front there. Oh, no, just going to be going straight for two sentries, allowing him to drop some force fields. He's actually quite content with just using that Stalker to wall off the front. And instead of expanding right now, we'll be coming out with two more gateways for fear of some continued pressure here from KiLLeR. Now, we do have that first Void Ray out. Looks like he has gotten that Overlord kill, and he should be continuing to move across the map, maybe trying to get some Zergling kills as well as any stray Overlords. That Void Ray is going to be able to take them out, no problem. And there we go, more Zerglings getting us around. They managed to sneak on up, and they're going to kill off the one sentry and the second sentry, and see you later to the Stalker. Oh my gosh, DdoRo with some pretty hefty mistakes here early on, forced to cancel his expansion, will be losing his pylon as well, and just with a handful of speedlings, KiLLeR has managed to do a tremendous amounts of damage. Now we do have that Roach Warren is up and running right now. Also, KiLLeR is aware of the fact that that Void Ray is on the map. He's got 2 kills right now. I'm not sure if that second, I think that second one was just the Zergling situated at the front, and the Zerglings continuing to pressure DdoRo right now. Jeez, crow. DdoRo asking KiLLeR to let him expand. This is just absolutely ridiculous how effective KiLLeR has been. In all honesty, it's just been some pretty big positioning mistakes by DdoRo. So hopefully he gets things figured out here because he's having a very difficult time getting his expansion up. He's finally sitting comfortable, though, with enough Zealots and Sentries to move out against this small amount of Zerglings. The problem is, though, KiLLeR has had a tremendous opportunity to drone up very hard. He's got a very strong economy working right now. He does have his layer coming up as well. KiLLeR really right now sitting in a phenomenal position. He is, in all honesty, leaps and bounds ahead of where DdoRo is right now. He's going to kill off the probe as well as this pylon right here. And where is that Void Ray? Void Ray sitting idly over here. That's exactly what we don't want. Now, we do have DdoRo moving across the map. He is looking to do some aggression, as was implicated by that proxy pylon. Even though he lost that pylon, he's still pushing out with the forces that he has. The Void Ray getting pushed back by these queens right now. And KiLLeR needs to make sure that he's got enough to defend himself. And here we go. He's going to see this push. How is he going to respond? He's got extra larva. Hopefully we see him come out with some. Some units. He was supply block there, so there we go. Get some more Zerglings and Roaches coming out, getting ready to engage his force right now. Those Queens will be going straight for that Void Ray. Couple force fields getting placed down, preventing those Roaches from getting fully within range. And there we go. Some more force fields. That's going to put these Queens in a little bit of danger. Queens take out the Void Ray though. We got 8 more Roaches coming out. That should be more than enough to actually deal with this. Let's see how much DdoRo can do in the meantime until those Roaches come out. How much damage he's going to be able to do. Trying to get us around. There's a force field at the ramp, and DdoRo, this could be a really good opportunity for him. His sentry's getting very low on health, though, because he's just sitting in that drone damage. Needs to pull back, get a little bit of micro going down. He's keeping down those force fields, though, and unfortunately right now for KiLLeR, that force field is proving to be incredibly frustrating. The Roach is not able to help engage right now. He needs to get rid of these sentries, trying to do so. There we go. Not enough energy on that sentry to get that force field before the Roaches push out, killing off the last of the sentry. That's going to allow some reinforcements to come on through. We've got 18 Zerglings ready to come. DdoRo is continuing up this pressure off of one base. You can see he hasn't bothered expanding at all. He is just going all in for this right now. We've got 20 Zerglings. Roach speed also just about to finish right now. Is it going to be enough, though? We've got Zerglings move forward to try to get us around. Queen coming down to engage a little bit as well. Some more Zerglings moving on down. We got 10 more Zerglings coming through as well as that Roach. And is he going to be able to defend against this? If KiLLeR can defend this, he's going to win the game. But if not, obviously DdoRo will take out this expansion and then be in a tremendous position himself. Speedling's trying to mop up as many of those Stalkers as possible. Zealots coming in to try to provide a buffer. We've got a few more Roaches coming out. And unbelievably, DdoRo, after not being able to expand for so long, decided just to stick to one base play, push out, and right now he's actually looking to be in a good position. And KiLLeR calling with a GG. DdoRo started the game off with some quick Void Ray play, going for that fast Stargate, and then he attempted to push out for his expansion. Unfortunately, though, with some mispositioning and getting us surrounded by the Zerglings of KiLLeR, he lost 2 of his 3 early game units, and that made him unable to expand. DdoRo then attempted a second time for an expansion, dropping down that pylon at the bottom of the ramp. Unfortunately, though, again, he dealt with some mispositioning, allowing the Zerglings to get us around on his units. He lost everything for his early defense there for the second time, and was once again forced to stop attempting the expansion. DdoRo eventually built up enough of a force to push out, drop his expand, and force away KiLLeR Zerglings. However, this turned out to be a fake expansion, as DdoRo then canceled it and moved out for a push. Not expecting the early pressure, KiLLeR droned up, worked on his economy, and started to tech up as well. However, we then saw an immediate push from DdoRo after canceling off his Nexus, and this proved to be a little bit too strong for KiLLeR to handle. And although his defense was definitely valiant, it wasn't enough to be able to stop the pressure from DdoRo, and eventually forced KiLLeR to GG. Alright guys, so that was game number 1 in the series here between DdoRo and KiLLeR. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. As always, if you like the commentary, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.